Alright, game number 3 is underway here. Got some pinks coming out already. Let me get my summoner little icons proper here. I don't know what I'm doing right now. There we go. Alright. So 4 men strong on both teams going down toward the bot lane. Iolani looking to do a little bit more defensive stance around their blue. Meanwhile, maybe seeing an evade from McKinley. This will be the first time we haven't seen an evade.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Of course, the evade in game number 1 did lead to a first blood for Besu on the Orianna because of a Trickstar hook from his Thresh. And of course the cocoon landing. I don't even know if Unbounded took a cocoon in the first game as level 1. But either way, very similar matchups coming out here. Well, might not see an invade coming out. Might just see Unbounded going over to his red. We'll see how it works out. Of course, you do have the hook Thresh. The Thresh hook, I should say. Thank you, Dyslexia. You have the Thresh hook coming out. On Besu shows, but Trickstar following over. Might be getting a flash out of this. No, Trickstar just backs off. Decides not to throw the hook out. I'm pretty sure he could have landed that and possibly got a flash out of Livid. That's very surprising. They're actually going to go back in. Oh, they actually baited that one out, so they're going to see what they can do here. So they are going in for the blue. This is a 4v3 right now. So, yeah. Iolani ducks. There's a hook coming out for him, Trickstar. That's actually just going to try to get him off of the Smite steal. So the blue does go over to Unbounded McKinley. So similar to the first game, except without the first blood. But the blue being denied from Livid once again. Pops trying to take advantage, get a little bit of a CS lead in the mid lane. Oh, there's a lot of damage going on to Fantastic, or yeah, to Fantastic in the top lane. Peanut Jelly does have the level advantage up there. Started with his counter strike. Took his leap strike in the second level, getting quite a bit of damage put onto him. Fantastic having to pop some of those health pots up there. Get himself healed up. So Blaster 828 on his Draven. Saw the chat going a little bit crazy for his Draven when he picked it. At least whenever he locked it in here. He's known for his Draven play. He's a very solid Draven player. Let's see if it plays out for him this game. As we all know, there are 2 factors in that bottom lane with the support and marksman. So see if Blaster 828 and Willie the Squid can synergize themselves well enough in that bot lane to get the upper hand against the very powerful Thresh and Lucian Trickstar in images. Right now, looks like actually, oh, there's a hook landing onto Willie the Squid. Not really who you want to hook right now. And of course, images was a little bit out of position for that. But he is getting quite a bit of harass onto Blaster 828. Either way, there's a gank coming in the top lane. Peanut Jelly may be getting in trouble here. First blood gonna not go over to him. No, Fantastic lives. The night just ending. Livid gonna try to follow it in. No, he's only level 2. Not gonna be able to do it. He doesn't even have red. He doesn't have red or blue. So Unbounded has a distinct advantage over Livid right now. And he actually is gonna go in on him. This may be a kill going over to Unbounded. It's a very misplayed by Livid. He does not need to fight a double buffed Elise. And that is just going to set him back even more in that jungle. Very, very well played by McKinley. A little bit out of position for the Peanut Jelly. Not quite getting that first blood off that ignite. As Fantastic was chugging health pots that entire time. Trying to negate some of that damage. But Livid pretty much just outplaying himself, I should say, being way overextended onto a double buffed Unbounded. Not to mention, Unbounded also had a level advantage on him. Now he has 2 levels ahead of him, and he has way more potential in the jungle and way more ability to gank right now. As Livid is going to be needing to play catch up at this point. He's finally going to go get his red. And that is surprising. He didn't get his red despite not having a blue that he needed to get. Needed to grab. He not really prioritizing his jungle route very well. And Images and Trickstar are doing the same thing they did in the first game. And that is pushing the wave up to Blaster's tower, denying him some farm. And he's, as we see, Images already a little bit ahead in farm. Not too much, but just a little bit. Unbounded making his way up the top lane. Again, Ardent Blaze landing onto Blaster 828. Still has those ignites up, and that's actually surprising to see Willie the Squid still take the ignite from the first game. Didn't really prove to do very well for him. I think an exhaust, like I said, exhaust or the heal would be, I think, a better choice than ignite for supports these days. I think pretty sure ignite only has a place in the mid lane and top lane now. Either way, Willie the Squid gonna take quite a bit of poke for his efforts to try to trying to stun onto Trickstar. Not even, it wasn't even really, it was a senseless stun, let's face it. So fantastic. Shoving a huge wave over to Peanut Jelly. Peanut Jelly, despite dying in that top lane, still has quite the CS advantage, and not to mention, like I said, a wave on his favor as well. That was actually a very well placed ward by Images. Gonna keep any kind of gank from Livid on that bot lane through that tri-bush. Of course, it didn't land in the tri-bush, so he could come from the white. Land in that tri-bush and still be unseen. And there's the ward coming in handy. So they do spot out Livid in that area, and they're going to back off a little bit. Meanwhile, Unbounded and Besu going to try to close them in on over here. They do find Livid. He actually stops the Vault Breaker with the Cocoon. There's a hook, not going to quite land. Stand aside, going to interrupt Images and Unbounded. Fantastic Cocoon to stop the Vault Breaker, but ended up getting away again, and they're denying the blue buff once again. The spear landed onto a spider, and that is the same strategy that McKinley used in the first game. All right, we are back in game. It looks like, yeah, Trickstar and Image is going to go back to the bot lane. Besu going to go back to the mid lane. Nothing much going to happen here. Fantastic, actually getting quite a bit of damage put onto him in the top lane. Ignite is still up for Peanut Jelly, so he could all in this pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised. And actually, there is Counter-Strike going to come out, and he's going to take an extra turret shot and still give his life for it, but that is a wave being denied from Fantastic. So the Peanut Jelly going to keep his advantage in the top lane and keep that with that CS lead. Has completed his phage now. And Fantastic looking to get a little bit more health in that top lane. Keep himself from getting turret dove as easily. So Trickstar and Images going back for the first time this game. There's 2,000 gold in the pocket of Images. He has quite a bit right now. So picking up the BF sword, no problem. And of course, Blaster 828 went back earlier and already has his BF sword. Ooh, spear laying on a Besu. Needs to dodge those. But it's still early. Not going to be doing too much right now. So looks like Livid may be going down to the bot lane. Maybe looking for a turret dive here with it being pushed up. And he is in a position to do that right now. Has his Ruby Crystal. It gives him a little bit of health. He's does get that blast shield after every skill, I think it is, or gets a blast shield every now and then with his passive. Let me check it out here. Blast shield. Yeah. So yeah, it does get it after every ability. And there's a hook lane onto Willie the Squid, but not gonna do too much. Actually gets stunned down for his efforts. Not really too much damage being put onto him. Actually more being put onto Willie the Squid. And Livid used to be a good time to make his way to the bot lane. Looks like he is going to. He is a huge fan of going through lane for some reason. Not sure why. He could easily go through the river. There's the hook just missing. Zenith Blade landing on a Trickstar. The box coming out. Blaster 2-8 getting exhausted. He has to flash out of there. Not much happening there. The Assault and Battery actually is not up. No, he's not even level 6. Livid is not level 6 yet. Had he been level 6, that surely would have been a kill onto Images. So that's a very well-placed Ignite from Trickstar. And the Exhaust, I should say. Exhaust coming out from Trickstar. Ignite went down from Willy to Squid, but the heal was popped. Doesn't even matter after that. So Image is going to get out of there, no problem. Actually, Livid going to hang around bot lane, add a little bit more. Unbounded making his way down there, too. Actually, he's going to go pick up double golems. And Livid, like I said, still not level 6. Needs to hit level 6 to make more effective ganks here. And Image is already back to over half health. He doesn't have that lifesteal from the Vampiric Scepter, but still doing very well for himself. Chugged all of his health pots and mana pots. Looks like bot lane turret almost down. Hey, Livid does have. Oh, there's the ward going down, but it's too little, too late. Although he might be locked down just enough to be taken out. Does have Assault and Battery. Unbounded was there to counter gank. Very well timed by, very well placed positioning from Unbounded to stay down there. Knowing that Livid was just going to try to hit level 6 and gank as soon as possible. Well, there's Fantastic being jumped on. First turret of the game going over to McKinley and actually flashes. Peanut Jelly picking up a clean kill onto Fantastic. So there's a shining hope for Iolani right now. Iolani. I know I say ooh sometimes. Iolani. And that is in the form of the Peanut Jelly's Jax. It's 2-2-0 right now, but with a huge CS lead as far as Fantastic is concerned. But first Dragon and first turret does go over to McKinley. And Basu going to try to make it first 2 turrets, and he does. But Assault and Battery going to go down. May give his life for it. Does pop his flash and heal, so that's double. Oh, there's the Shockwave going to bring back Livid and Opops. There's another heal going out. This heal's saving some lives here, so that's like a double escape coming out from Basu. And not to mention Opops does have his flash still up, opted to use his pounce and the heal instead. So it's going to give him a summoner spell escape or another fight. But either way, damage done. Turret down in the mid lane and bot lane right now. McKinley 2 turrets up, giving them about a 2.5k gold lead. People are chanting Draven for Blaster 828. He's not doing too bad of a job keeping up in CS right now. He did just shove a wave up, and I certainly hope he has. I don't think those golems are going to be able to take down the health bars of health bar Livid. It's going to go back now. Does have 500 in the bank right? 500 in the bank. I'll be picking up enough for the Elder Lizard. So I actually picked up a Kindle gem. More likely going to go to a Spear Visage? Not even sure. Nice, interesting pickup for Vi. Oh, the Unbounded making his way into the top lane here. Going to try to pick up a kill onto Peanut Jelly. He counter strikes him. Just stunned down. Oh, there's that was a very weird Dragon's Ascent. Kind of had some hang time on that one. Either way, the Peanut Jelly made his way back underneath this turret, but it's 3-man strong for McKinley in the top lane. Not sure if he can defend it right now. Peanut Jelly does have two components for the Triforce. Just missing the Zeal. Basu gonna make his way back to the mid lane, try to defend his turret. But Fantastic and Unbounded doing a number to the health bar of the top lane turret. Actually able to get it! The Peanut Jelly decided not to go in on it. More than likely would have been his death. He doesn't have an escape summoner, doesn't have flash up, I mean. Nor does he have a ward to jump to either. Though probably best he backed off on that one. So all outer turrets going down for Iolani. It looks like there is going to be a 5-man strong push for McKinley in the mid lane. Going to try to siege into the inner mid lane turret. Blaster 2-8 into Peanut Jelly, not there, so it's a 3v5 with the turret also to be accounted for. Shockwave is up. They're doing a number onto this turret. It's not going to last too much longer. Spear's landing, but they're not doing too much. Not much force behind it. There's a Solar Flare landing. Very fine Solar Flare, followed by the Whirling Death. That was a lot of damage going down, but it's a 1-for-1 right now. Opops does flash out of there, but going to be executed by Unbounded. And now, fantastic in images there. Going to try to chase down Livid and Blaster 828. Blaster 828 gets a little bit of damage done to him. Images actually gets executed by the turret. Nobody touched Images that entire team fight. And now Depina Jelly going to shut down Unbounded, coming out of nowhere from the top lane. Let's see if he can chase this down. There's a Vault Breaker, not going to land. Just slowly chasing. Not going to happen. So that was a decent team fight for McKinley that actually was turned around by Iolani, but they lost their inner mid lane turret. So that does open up the map for them quite a bit. But they're going to try to answer back with that mid lane turret, but can't do it. The wave clear from Betsu, proven to be a little bit strong. They didn't have a strong wave there in the first place. Spear still being thrown out there. Does have an Athena's and Holy Grail. But that's all he's had so far. Even before when the spears were landing, not doing too much to Betsu. So Betsu is going to pick up his own blue buff. I don't think Iolani's had their own blue buff yet. I think it is going to be coming up pretty soon. Dragon's going to be up, though, in 1 minute. And Fantastic cannot duel with Depina Jelly. Jelly has quite a bit of damage behind him, has that Triforce completed. He's going to be looking to, I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking to split push right now, because he is going to be taking out turrets very quickly. He has that attack speed boost, and now he has Triforce behind it. He has a lot to be able to siege turrets with right now. He actually has quite the CS lead in the top lane, about 40 CS up right now over Fantastic. Not to mention he does have 3 kills over Fantastic's 2, but it's a little bit evened up with the 2 assists over on Fantastic. But either way, CS gap's still there. He's gonna go in on him and get that extra 4th strike. Actually, he's a 4th or 3rd strike. Every 3rd, so yeah, get that extra 3rd strike onto Fantastic, give himself a little bit of magic damage onto his auto attack. And oh, he's taking turret shots actually, but let's see how much he can actually take down. This fast he can take it down, actually take it down quite quickly. And that is a top lane turret going down. First turret going over to Iolani. Like there is a dance around the Baron. So that is one thing about Depina Jelly right now. He doesn't have teleport, so he can split push, but he is going to leave his team at a 4v5 every time he split pushes it, but he's still going in. He may actually get that bottom lane inhibitor turret. Whirling Death coming out. Betsu takes a couple turret shots. Actually needs to get out of there now. And there's a Solar Flare coming down. Lands on 3 members of McKinley. There's the Opops picking up a kill onto Betsu. Depina Jelly actually takes out the inner top lane turret. Meanwhile, though, Unbounded falling to Willy to Squid. So, McKinley actually losing their early game advantage so far. Teamfight's not going in their favor. They have the map control in the mid lane, from the mid lane I should say, but it's being opened back up from Iolani. Because of the Peanut Jelly just pushing that turret. Now he's going to go onto the mid lane turret. No one's there to stop him. He is a turret CG machine right now. He's taking 3 turrets in the last 3 minutes by himself. And that was a dragon going over to Iolani as well. That also means the gold lead is in their favor. 27.7k to 28.5k gold in favor of Iolani. We have a lot more exciting game than the first 2 games. It was just more one-sided. It seems to be a little bit split right now. All right, we are back in it here. Game underway, just hitting past the 20-minute mark, and Iolani taking the lead in this game. Most mostly due to peanut jelly, but it's also been due to the pretty decent team fights coming out. McKinley's been pretty much mispositioning themselves, I should say, especially in that bottom lane inner turret. I'll get this out. Bottom lane inner turret. Besu took a couple turret shots. Ended up costing him his life, and that was a very well-placed Solar Flare from Willie to Squid. So, having a better Leona game. This is the best Leona game of the night so far. Both teams have played Leona once before this and hasn't had too much luck. Hasn't had too much success, I should say. Oh, Trickstar being caught out. But, oh, there's Solar Flare landing on Trickstar, but a fantastic Shockwave. Going to keep everyone back. Trickstar going to make it out. And the Peanut Jelly has that Bilgewater Cutlass, but has not been joining with team fights yet. Has a lot of single target damage coming out, but there's an engage from Willie to Squid. Livid there as well. Assault and Battery is up. He goes on to Fantastic, not who he should be focusing. Drags a sit right into Willie to Squid's face. He's going to try to pick up a kill there. It actually does get it. Livid going to fall as well. Very mispositioned play from Iolani. Actually throwing away their lead right now. Minion wave is coming up for McKinley into this inner top lane turret. The calling coming out, doing a little bit of damage to Opops, but also clearing the wave as well. So that's going to be an inner top lane turret going down in favor of McKinley. Very, like I said, a little bit misplayed from Iolani. Lead going back over to, oh, they're actually, Peanut Jelly maybe getting caught here. Flashes over the wall, barely missing the hook, and now Blaster 828 going back on the offensive, but gets exhausted, and now it's a flash out himself. Heal going down from Blaster. And the Peanut Jelly coming back to clean up onto Trickstar, maybe picking up a double kill, does get a double kill, gets a triple kill, might be looking for a quadra kill, and actually gets a quadra kill onto Besu. Fantastic in the top lane. I would love to yell out pentakill for the Peanut Jelly. I don't think it's going to happen yet. He's not going over to Fantastic. Man, the Peanut Jelly turning it around here. And they're going to go over onto Baron. Iolani swinging the favor back into their side. This is crazy. 22-minute Baron coming out from Iolani right now. 22-minute Baron, but also a huge gold swing. 30. That was about 1500k gold swing over in their favor. 32.9k to 35.3k now in favor of Iolani. But the turret advantage is over on McKinley's side by 2. We'll see how long that lasts. The Peanut Jelly, huge force. And you don't really think, okay, so first game, he was actually being subbed by Iolani, but we're going to make it back for the second and third game. And second game, Iolani won. I wouldn't say it's because of the Peanut Jelly, but I mean, having that team synergy there. Synergy is so important. Having that extra member there, that familiar territory. Kind of get used to, I mean, these teams have played quite a few games in this tournament. You get used to that sort of synergy when you don't have that component there. It's like taking out a body part. Kind of have a phantom pain there, but it's just not the same. Doesn't really work the way it used to. And with the Peanut Jelly back on Iolani's been showing a lot better team coordination, and it's giving McKinley a run for their money.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
That's another turret being taken down by the Peanut Jelly. I think he's taking down all 4 of the turrets for Iolani right now. It's a very impressive play right now. They are shoving this Baron advantage to as much as they can. Blaster 828. Getting that bottom in the inner lane turret. Inner bottom turret. I should say second tier turret, because I clearly can't say inner and bottom together. Not sure why. Either way, that second tier turret being taken down almost to half health by Blaster 828 just by himself. He has a static shiv, has his Bloodthirster. Actually, it's a curious record. He has 007 right now. We have James Bond on the Rift tonight in the form of Blaster 828. Hasn't gotten a kill yet, but hasn't died either, so still making it worth. And these spears doing a number to the health bars of McKinley right now. Oh, pops. Oh, there's an engage from Fantastic. Doesn't really find too much, though. And the Peanut Jelly split pushing this entire time in the mid lane. This is a 4v5 in the bot lane. And they're going to have, McKinley's going to have to give it up. Because they have to go answer the Peanut Jelly. The Peanut Jelly by himself bursts down images quite a bit, but not enough. Not enough to kill him, though, and the chain does land for Unbound to pick up a kill. But damage done. Second tier mid and bot turret going down, and actually inner turret going down. So yeah, second tier turrets all down in favor of Iolani. They're gonna have to go to swing around and pick up this dragon as well. It's a great rotation, great use of the Jax split push. As that Blade of the Ruin King finished, had it for the entire split push, actually the entire time. So making use of his passive attack speed along with the Blade of the Ruin King attack speed, and not to mention Triforce. A huge amount of damage. And also, it is worth noting that Jax actually does have an auto attack reset with his Empowered Strike. So it is effective against the turret only one time per cast, because the Empowered Strike is not procced on the turret, but the auto attack reset is, so there's a little bit of extra damage you can do to a turret. Now this 2 core offensive items completed with the Blade of the Ruin King and Triforce, opting to go a little bit more defensive, has the Merc Treads, has had the Merc Treads for a while, but also getting the Giant Spell and the Negatron Cloak. Giant Spell maybe building into the Randoins, while the Negatron Cloak honestly maybe going into a either a Banshee's Veil or a Guardian Angels. Either one of them would be viable right now. Meanwhile, Fantastic does have the Randoins and Sunfire Cave, so has a lot of protection against the ooh, that was a very nice Relentless Pursuit to dodge the spear from Images, by Images rather, but Fantastic, yeah, like I said, Fantastic has the Randuins and the Sunfire Cave to block all of the physical damage coming out from Iolani. Opop's main source of magic damage, but let's not forget that Jax actually doesn't mix damage. Empowered Strike is it is magic damage. Oh my gosh. Spear landing on Images, half Hellsome. Has to pop the there's a hook missing. Has to pop the calling just to clear that wave. Meanwhile, Jax, the Peanut Jelly still split pushing. So this is causing McKinley to split up. They don't know what to react to. You send somebody up to Jax, he's going to kill that person. So you have to send 2 people. And sometimes that's not even going to help, because he's going to burst down both of these characters. He's actually might pick up a triple kill here. He does get unbounded. No, Unbounded actually does survive that, but that's what I'm saying. You send 2 people up to deal with Jax, and they can't even do that effectively. He dove all the way to the Nexus and attracted more attention to him. And while that happened, Iolani was able to take out the inhibitor turret along with the inhibitor, the bot lane inhibitor. So mission accomplished. The Peanut Jelly giving its life for a huge, huge win for Iolani. And actually, I think the Peanut Jelly can honestly just hit down, taking out the inhibitor top lane turret if he wanted to. Chose to attract as much attention to himself as possible. Aaron is going to be up in 20 seconds. I don't think McKinley has a solid timer on it. Meanwhile, Iolani does. They are pinging for it. It actually looks like they are going to have a fresh timer on it. McKinley's going to have a fresh timer on it. It's 5 seconds out. They put the ward down, but they're not going to stay there because they don't know. And now it is up. They do see it on their map. So there's only one sweeper lens coming out, but it's the Oracle sweeper coming out from Willie to Squid, so he's going to see a few wards here. Talisman Ascension being popped, but Livid in the back lines going to land right onto Images. Whirling Death and Solar Flare are going to come out as well, completely burst down Images. And now Opop's taking out Besu, and Blaster 828 having his way, being untouched that entire time. And I think that it's going to be game number 3 going over to Iolani, and they advance over to the loser bracket finals to meet Punahou. Try to secure their spot in the finals of this tournament. Nexus turret's falling. No one's going to stop him. Trickstar's the only one up. Death Timer is going to be huge right now. Peanut Jelly and Blaster. Well, Peanut Jelly by himself, as we've proven, has enough power to take out the Nexus, take out any turret he wants by himself. And that will be game. Congratulations to Iolani for advancing to the finals of the loser bracket.